Israel, Israel. Who am I?
An Israelite.
Who am I?
An Israelite.
All praises to the Most High Yah, and by the Spirit of power of the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, blessed through the word ignorantly called Jesus the Christ. Hope everyone had a blessed and prosperous week, doing what thus says the Lord in their life and in their walk. Shabbat Shalom, Israel, Facebook family, all praise to the Most High Yah. We're gonna, the title of the class is Think to Change Times and Laws while using the Crafty Counsel in doing it. Because our people cannot think for themselves. Who told you that the new year start in the dead of the winter? Who told you that? We can't use our own mind and use our own thinking and open up the book. What they say, you want to hire someone from a Negro, you put it in a what? You put it in a book.
That's right.
So they know our people is not going to read. The scriptures say that when everything is new, that's when the new year starts, right?
That's right.
Ain't that right?
That's right.
So who changed it? We've been bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked. We've been tricked by who? Our oppressor. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 14:16 right quick. Because during the process of time, our mindset has been tradition and trained to think that we can't do the things on our own. We got to always follow into our oppressor's hands and lean on their understanding instead of the what? The Most High God. Wisdom of Solomon 14:16.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 16.
Read it.
Thus, in process of time.
In what?
In process of time.
So throughout the time, our mindset was to follow the other philosophies and the doctrines of the heathens. We didn't want to follow the Most High God. We wanted to do exactly what they were doing because we thought it was good. But we the only ones got the true and power and the living God. Read on.
An ungodly custom, grown strong, was kept as a law.
What did they do?
Kept as a law.
All these things was kept as laws now. Changing of the times. Changing of the laws. Crafty counsel. Read on.
Engraven images.
What?
Engraven images.
Cesare Borgia. That one is the one, that's the greatest graven image that a person can do to our nation. Is to give us a what? A so-called white man to be our savior. Now, what's funny is to me is, how is it that they say we got to die and go to heaven? Right?
That's right.
And the person that's down here oppressing us is the one that's going to come and save us. What sense does that make?
Teach.
Read on.
Were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
What were they worshiping by?
By the commandments of kings.
Your Donald Trumps.
By the commandments of kings.
Your Putins.
By the commandments of kings.
Those are the kings of today right now.
That's right.
They keeping these ungodly customs on our minds right now.
That's right.
Ain't that right?
That's
Let me get Daniel 7:25. But for a matter of fact, the whole world is all upside down. It's all out of course. Because when we was in rulership, a lot of things was what? Lovely, joyful. Everything was happiness, right? Proverbs 29:2. When you get it, read what you got.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2.
Read.
When the righteous are in authority.
Oh, he said when the righteous are in authority. Who are the righteous? The people that's keeping these laws. The people that's doing what thus says the Lord, right? Read.
The people rejoice.
What do they do?
The people rejoice.
We're going to be rejoicing when the righteous are in authority. Read.
But when the wicked bear rule.
Who?
The wicked bear rule.
When the wicked bear rule, all we do is follow their customs. America is what? The great melting pot. You can come be who you want to be, what you want to be, and how you want to do it. Read on.
The people mourn.
People are in mourning. Who is in mourning right now? We are in mourning. They changed the times, they changed the laws, and they did a great number on us by giving us this crafty counsel. Now, the title is to think to change times and the laws. So give me Daniel 7:25 right quick, bro.
This is the book of Daniel.
Hold on, let them get there. Let them get there.
God.
I know you fast on them sword. You quick on them sword.
Teach,
Daniel 7:25. Read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Now we got to understand, who is that he? Who is that he? He said, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. Who is running the world right now? Is it the so-called African man? Is it the China man? Who is it? Read on.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
He said he's going to wear us out.
That's
Who
right.
are the saints? Hold that. We got to get the whole understanding of who is the saints. Give me Psalms 148 and 14. Let me show you who the saints are. Give me Psalms. King David. 148 and verse 14. We gotta establish who the saints are. That's right. Read what you got, Bruce.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 14.
Read.
He also exalted the horn of his people.
He said of his people. Why he didn't say the whole word? He said his people. So this Bible is from Genesis to Revelation. It's talking about who? The children of Israel. It's not talking about the whole world. He said to his people. Read on.
The praise of all his saints.
What did King David say?
The praise of all his saints.
What the Lord say?
The praise of all his
He
saints.
said the praise of all his saints. So who are the saints? We are the saints. Read on, brother.
Even of the children of Israel.
Uh-huh.
A people near unto him.
Read on.
Praise ye the
He
Lord.
said, praise ye the Lord. He's glad that these other nations are not a part of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. He said, praise ye the Lord. That's right. Let's go back to Daniel 7:25. I want y'all to hold Daniel 7:25 because we're going to go back there a couple of times. That's the whole prefaces of this class, is to think to change times and laws and the crafty counsel, what they have done to the children of Israel. Read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Read.
And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Now, how did he wear us out? The question is, how is he wearing us out? By giving us all these philosophies, these false doctrines, the deities. Everything he's given us is contrary to the word. It's contrary to the Most High God. It's going to keep us asleep. When they make those movies, The Walking Dead, those movies are real symbolic. Y'all know that, right?
That's right.
We walking around here dead because we don't know who we are, where we're supposed to be going, and how we're supposed to get there.
Teach.
We're going to be doing the same thing. You know the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again, expect a different result? So what are we doing? We're in a revolving door, doing the same thing that our forefathers did. Give me Colossians 2 and 8, brother. Colossians 2 and 8. Hold Daniel. Read.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8.
Read.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
So that's how he's wearing us out. Because he said, beware lest any man spoil you. Who is that lest any man? That's our oppressor. That's continuing to oppress and suppress us.
That's right.
Read on.
After the traditions of men.
Okay, the tradition of men. Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Mother's Day, Father's Day, which day, we don't even get nothing for Father's Day when I was working out, when I was out in the world. Hey, man, Father's Day, what you want? I didn't even know it was Father's Day. But Mother's Day, let you forget Mother's Day. You don't call Mom on that phone, what's going to happen? You don't call Big Mom on that phone, what's going to happen? Oh, it's going to be some furniture moving when you come over there. All right. Read on.
After the rudiments of the world.
The rudiments of this world is to keeping the traditions of man. Read on.
And not after Christ.
And not after Christ, the Messiah, the Hamashiach,
That's
the anointed one. The one that's going to redeem us and get us out of the situation that we're in. That's because we put ourselves in this position. Because we want to follow all the deities, follow all the customs of who? Of man.
That's right.
And not after the Most High God. Go back to Daniel 7:25.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High. And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times.
What did he do?
Think to change times.
New Year's.
Think to change times.
Read.
And laws.
And the laws. Who said we can have same-sex marriages?
That's
He's changing times. He's changing laws.
Teach.
Is that biblical to marry a man marrying a man?
No.
A woman marrying a woman? A woman marrying an animal, a dog? They doing this type of stuff. He's changing the laws to keep you what? Walking around like a zombie. Walking around like a zombie. Read on.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times.
So you got to understand what that time and the dividing of times is too. But see, guess what? He said the new year starts in what? In the dead of the winter, when everything is dead. You got snow on the ground. You can't really go outside unless you're going to catch a common cold, right?
That's right.
Give me Deuteronomy 16:1. Because we got to understand what the first day of the month is. I mean, the first day of the year is. It's like
That's right.
the first day of the year is.
This is the book.
Hold on, let them get there.
God.
Let them get there. All right. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 1. Observe the month of Abib.
Okay. He said, observe the month of Abib. What is Abib? What is Abib? See, we're going to give you the understanding of Abib because we're going to come out of what their scholars are going to give you the definition of Abib. Everything in this Bible, it has meaning to it. And they know exactly because they said, if we put it in the book, the Negroes ain't going to read it. The Mexican man ain't going to read it. The Native American man ain't going to read it. But we're going to read it, but we're going to put it right in their face and do this. What? Oh, we told them, Most High. They just didn't read it. Read what you got, brother. Out of the Zonovan Compact Bible. Give me the definition of Abib, brother.
This is the definition of Abib out of the Compact by Zonovan Bible Dictionary.
Read.
The pre-alexic name for the first month of the year.
The first what?
The first month of the year.
I thought January was the first month of the year.
The first month of the year.
Read.
After the exile, the name was changed to Nisan. It fell about the time our March and early April.
Oh, hold up. I thought it was January, bro. At 12 midnight, I thought it became the new year.
It fell about the time of our March and early April.
So March and April, what they represent? When everything is turning what? Spring. Everything is what? Blooming.
That's right.
You got the bees out that's pollinating everything. Greenery.
That's right.
Fruit.
That's right.
Things growing, not dead. Go back to
It fell about the time of our March and early April.
March and early April, it starts the new year. And what feast day do we celebrate that's in March or April? The Passover.
That's right.
Let's go back to Deuteronomy 16:1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 1.
Read.
Observe the month of Abib.
Read. So when you observe the month of Abib, that's going to keep you in line to what the feast days are going to follow on.
That's
when
right.
you observe that month, so you have to observe Abib before you start observing the feast days. Read on.
And keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God.
He said, and keep the Passover unto the Lord. So that's when you know in March and April we're going to start doing what? We're going to celebrate the Passover. Read.
For the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of the Egypt by night.
So he brought us out of Egypt and out of our captivity by night. You think he was going to bring us out of our captivity in the dead of the winter? In the cold? How the children going to survive out there in the wilderness like that? He's going to bring us out when it's warm. When it feels good outside. Give me Exodus 13 and 3 and 4. Because we're going to give you some more understanding on this Abib and the first month of the year.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 3.
Read.
And Moses said unto the people.
Say Moses was speaking to the children of Israel. He said, Moses said unto the people. Read.
Remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of captivity.
For by strength of the hand the Lord brought you out from this place.
Read.
There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
So I just told y'all what we can't eat during the Passover. No leavened bread. This Bible is specifically telling you what is the first month of the year. Read.
This day came ye out in the month Abib.
The month of Abib. So we got to keep observing the month of Abib and understand that that is the first day of the year. The first month of the year. Give me Exodus 12 and 2. 12 and 2.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 2.
Read.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Oh, so he said it must be unto you. Who is that you? That you is us. That you is us, right? Read on.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
What? The first month of the year?
Thus shall be the first month of the year to you.
So this Bible is going to give you the understanding, y'all. I don't when you look at celebrating the new year in the dead of the winter, when everything is dead, everything is not growing, nothing is growing, and the Bible is specifically telling you that this month right here is going to be the first year to you.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Drop down to verse 11.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 11.
Read.
And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
So that's when we're going to celebrate the Passover. The Passover is during March and April. We're going to give you some understanding on this new year and how the Crafty Counsel, how they change the times in the law. Because guess what? They still use Latin numbers in their months. September means what? The 7th month. Sept. October means what? The 8th month. November is what? The 9th month.
That's right.
December is what? The 10th month.
Teach.
Right? So January has to be the what? The 11th month.
That's
February
right.
the 12th. Then March starts it over again.
That's right.
Makes it what? The first month of the year.
Teach.
What you got up? Read that.
All right, Israel. I got a document here showing when the origins of the New Year and origins of New Year's resolutions also. Because, a lot of our people always talk about, when the New Year come, New Year, new me, and, they still doing the same thing. But here's a little history on it. Read that out.
The New Year's resolution origin. Cushites' New Year's deity.
Of course, so the Cushites is known today as pretty much the Ethiopians. Go ahead.
The ancient Babylonians are said to have been the first people to make New Year's resolutions. Some 4,000 years ago.
So some 4,000 years ago, these same customs have been happening. That goes to what? Ecclesiastes on 1 and 9?
That's right.
Go ahead.
They were also the first to hold recorded celebrations in honor of the new year. Though, for them, the new year began not in January.
What did this just say again?
Began not in January, but in mid-March.
So even the Babylonians that are not of our lineage, they understood that the new year actually came in mid-March and early April.
That's right.
That's right.
When the crops were planted during a massive 12-day religious festival known as Akitu, the Babylonians crowned a new king or reaffirmed their loyalty to the reigning king.
So pretty much what they were doing is they was making promises. Like every year would change up. They'll make promises to their king. Go ahead.
Right. They also made promises to the gods to pay their debts and return any objects they had borrowed. These promises could be considered the forerunners of our New Year's resolutions.
So these are where all your New Year's resolutions come from, making all these promises.
Right.
Well, God, I'm going to do this. God, I'm going to change. And they still doing the same thing since 1970.
That's right.
Come on,
That's
man.
right.
It's 50 years later. Go ahead.
If the Babylonians kept to their word, their pagan gods would bestow favor on them for the coming year. If not, they would fall out of the God's favor, a place no one wanted to be.
Wow.
Esau's New Year's deity.
So now this is going at a time when Esau actually tweaked it, because everything they got their history from, they always got it from ancient Babylon.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
The Roman New Year also originally corresponded with the vernal equinox, but years of tampering with the solar calendar, eventually saw the holiday established on its more familiar date of January 1st. For the Romans, the month of January carried a special significance. Its name was derived from the two-faced deity Janus, the god of change and beginnings. Janus was seen as symbolically looking back at the old and ahead to the new, as this idea became tied to the concept of transition from one year to the next. Romans would celebrate January 1st by giving offerings to Janus in the hope of gaining good fortune for the new year.
So you seeing pretty much what Esau is doing right now? They're pretty much, go ahead and give me Daniel 79, because pretty much what they're doing is they're exalting Janus as he is the most high.
That's right.
That's what Esau is doing. Whenever you get there, I'll go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
So, from this brief description of who Janus is, they were pretty much exalting him as he is the Most High God. Of course, that led to pretty much who's the white image of Jesus Christ.
Bring it up.
Of course, Caesar Borgia, right? Go ahead,
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Now go back over here and continue reading where you was at.
Romans would celebrate January 1st by giving offerings to Janus in the hope of gaining good fortune for the new year. This day was seen as setting the stage for the next 12 months, and it was common for friends and neighbors to make a positive start to the year by exchanging well wishes and gifts of figs and honey with one another.
All the New Year's resolutions. Now go to Janus.
Janus was the god of beginnings of transition in Roman mythology, and presided over passages, doors, gates, and endings, as well as in transitional periods, such as from war to peace. He was usually depicted as having two faces, looking at opposite ways, one towards the past and the other towards the future.
That's right.
There was no equivalent of Janus in the Greek mythology.
So you see that what they did there? They pretty much they just exalted him as the Most High God, because the Most High God said, "I do all these things, and there is no one with me."
Bring it out.
Come on now, keep reading now.
As God of beginnings and transitions, both in literal and abstract ways. He was also responsible for motion, changes, and time. He was present in the beginning of the world.
So read that again in Daniel 7 and 9. Esau is crafty, man.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
In the Ancients of Days, so it says here, he was present in the beginning of the world.
Bring it up.
Man, so that's it on that. I just wanted to bring that little information out for you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Con. We got to understand that what they do is very cunning and crafty. And the whole world is what? It's out of course. Everything is out of course. Everything is upside down. Everything running backwards. The Most High God don't deal on the left-hand side. He deals on what? On the right-hand side. Give me Psalms 82 and 5 out.
This is the book of Psalms 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand.
The Most High God said, they know not, neither will they understand, because what? The oracles of the Most High God was not given to them. It was given to us. We're the only ones that can depict and decode this Bible and understand the mysteries and be able to break down this Bible. Read on.
That's right. They walk on in darkness.
Everything they do is in darkness. Everything they do is in darkness. They hide everything. They want to be everyone but themselves. Have you noticed that? They want to be everyone but themselves. They want to be the superheroes. They want to be the Transformers.
That's right.
I know y'all seen that movie. They want to be everything but themselves. Why they hide?
Right.
Because guess what? They are the base men on the planet. They come from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. Freedom.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Everything is going to and fro. We are lost in the sauce. Like I said before, we're being bamboozled, hoodwinked, and tricked by our oppressor. That's going to continue to do what? Suppress us. How are you going to continue to suppress us? Because we don't do what? We're not coming back to these laws. We got to come back to the commandments. That's how we're going to be delivered.
That's right.
We have to do that. Give me Sirach 12 and 10. Because guess what? We can't never trust our enemy. That's what the scripture said. I'm reading straight out the Bible. Because we're going to give you all scripture and what?
No
lip.
That's right. Sirach out of the Apocrypha, the 12th chapter and the 10th verse. When you get there, bro, read.
This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Read.
Never trust thine enemy.
What the Most High God says?
Never trust thine enemy.
Most High God says, never trust our enemy because they're going to give us nothing but lies, deceit, deceitfulness, sin, lawlessness. Read.
For like as iron rusted,
Like iron rusted. Read.
so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. Because the longer he's in rulership, the longer that nation is in rulership, the longer we're going to stay on the bottom. The longer we're going to stay on the bottom. Right? We're going to get back into go back to Daniel 7 and 25. Right? So you got to hold that spot. Going back to Daniel 7 and 25. To give you something about these times. Because we got to understand that Most High God is really angry with us because we don't want to read this book. We despise this book and we hate the laws. We hate keeping the commandments. Read what you got.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High. And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until time and times and dividing of time.
You got to understand what that time and the dividing of time is. That time is what? Rests for about 350 to 400 years.
That's right.
That's what that time is. It said a time and time. So if you do 400, that's 800.
That's right.
And a half of time is what? Dividing of the time is 200. So that's 1,000 years, correct?
That's right.
Okay, y'all hold that. Remember that. That's 1,000 years. Give me Sirach 43 and 6 right quick, brother. Sirach 43 and verse 6.
This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43 and verse 6.
Read.
He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times.
So the moon is going to be a declaration of time. The moon is going to observe, okay, this is the first day of the month. That's what the moon, he said, in her season. Remember that too, her. Read.
And a sign of the world.
A sign of the world. Read.
For the moon is the sign of feast.
What it is?
A sign of feast.
The moon is the sign of feast. That's why we do what? My sister always like to say, we like to what? Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. That's what we do. That is a feast.
Right.
Read.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
So it said it's a light. The Most High God doesn't deal in what? In darkness. For 2 Thessalonians, what that is? What that is? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5. We are the children of the light.
Yeah, that's right.
The Most High God deals with light. He don't deal in darkness. Read on.
The month is called after her name.
The month is called after who?
After her name.
He said her name. So what that month is the moon. That's her name. Read.
Increasing wonderfully.
What is it doing?
Increasing wonderfully.
So when you look up, you see it increasing. Sure is beautiful up there. Be a full moon. Right? Read.
In her changing.
In her what?
In her changing.
In her changing. Read.
Being an instrument of the armies above.
Hold up. He said, being an instrument of the armies above. When the Most High God, he said, being an instrument of the armies. I just told you, y'all already seen that movie. It came out in 2011. Transformers, The Dark of the Moon. I know y'all probably seen that, right? I don't know if y'all seen that or not, but I'm on the ones that be watching movies like that because it intrigues me. You know, I like movies like that. You know. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It said the dark of the moon. So he said the eagle has landed, right?
That's right.
And guess what? It was things up there. They said, this movie, I'm talking about the movie. The movie, it was people up there, things moving around up there. He said, hold up, there's somebody up here. It's things moving on the dark side of the moon.
That's right.
On the dark side of the moon. Read that again.
Teach. The month, Salaki. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above.
Hold up. He said, being an instrument of the armies above. So the Most High God got an army in the moon.
Teach. That's right.
Being an instrument, so he basing an army on the moon.
That's right.
Read.
Shining in the firmament of heaven.
Okay, so why would you think they have a space force now? Donald Trump, in 2019 got a what? A space force, space station, space force, whatever you want to call it. It's a military branch that was established in what? December 19, 2019.
That's right.
So he's seen things up there on the dark side. Oh, we're not going to go on the dark side because there's things up there they seen.
That's right.
Those are our people ready, chomping at the bit, ready to come down here and deliver us out of this situation.
That's right.
That's what they doing.
Teach.
Read on. That's all I need. So the Most High God got a what? An army on the moon. Because guess what? The crafty counsel is to keep us in a docile state of mind. The crafty counsel is to think that those UFOs that we see, that they see, are what? Unidentified objects, but guess what? They are identified.
That's right.
Go back to Daniel 7:25.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High. And he shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
What's out? Read.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given unto the hand until a time and times and dividing of time.
And the dividing of times. Give me Revelation 12 and 14. We're going to read that down to verse 17. Because he said it's going to be given into his hands for a time and times and a dividing of time. So we added that up, right? Multiply, whatever that is. You know, I wasn't good in too much math, but I know 400 plus 400 was 800. Then add 200 more, make it what, 1,000, right?
That's
a little bit over. I don't know. Read what you got, bro.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Read.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
Oh, he said, and to the woman. Who was Israel's likened to?
The woman.
Give me Jeremiah. I think that's what I want. Jeremiah 62. I think that's what I want. I'm going off the hip, like Cap be saying over there.
Yeah, Jeremiah 62.
Give me Jeremiah 62.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2.
Read.
I have likened the daughter of Zion,
Likened the daughter of Zion, which is Israel. Read.
to a comely and delicate
So
woman.
there's your woman right there. He's likened Israel to a comely and delicate woman. Go back to Revelation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Read.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness.
Into the wilderness, being lost. Read.
Into her place.
Into her place. Read.
Where she is nourished for a time.
So when you look at that word nourished, and nourished being what? Being placed there for a time. We are being placed into our captivity for a time. Read.
And times.
There go it again. And times. And what?
And half a time.
And half a time. Read on.
From the face of the serpent.
Read.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
The serpent cast out his mouth. What did he cast out? All the abomination, all the lies, all the deceit to keep us in a docile state.
That's right.
To keep us wandering around like zombies.
Jeez.
Read.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the
To
flood.
keep us in sin so we can be carried away. Read on.
That's right. And the earth helped the woman.
How did the earth help the woman? Who's out there sighing and crying every Shabbat out there? How is the earth helping the woman? We the only ones giving the oracles of the Most High God to go out there and preach the gospel to the poor and to the needy. Read.
And the earth opened her mouth.
How you open up her mouth? We crying aloud. Isaiah 58 and 1. We out there crying aloud. Read.
And swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out.
All the lies they trying to put up on us, we got that trying to bash and cast them down. Read.
Which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Read.
And the dragon was wroth
How's he wrong?
with the woman.
With the who?
With the woman.
The dragon, which is our oppressor, is mad at us. Read.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
He's trying to make war with us. It's a spiritual battle, people. It's not a physical war. It's not time to go out there and do the things that we want to do because we know we can do it. But the Most High God he got things to do. We got a lot of work to do. Read.
Which keep the commandments.
Hold up. He said, which keep the commandments. Who's out here keeping the commandments? Not the ones that's keeping New Year's. Not the ones that's keeping Thanksgiving, Christmas. Read on.
Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
And have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Those are the ones that's out here keeping the commandments. Those are the ones that's going to be delivered. But we kind of wake up our people. Revelation 20 and 1. We're going to stay up in the Revelations right quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 1.
Hold on right quick. You know, this is the book that when I was growing up, Big Mama and Grandmama them told me not to read. Don't you get in that Revelation. That Revelation's scary. Yeah. It's real scary. But what does Revelation mean? It means to what? To reveal.
That's right.
Read.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven.
Read.
Having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
So if you got a key in your hand and a great chain in your hand, what are you trying to do? You're trying to bind something up, right? Read on.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent,
read,
which is the devil.
Which is who?
The devil.
The deceiver, read.
And Satan,
the adversary of the Most High, read.
And bound him 1,000 years.
How long he bound him?
1,000 years.
How long he bound him?
1,000 years.
When I did my math, I did 400 plus 400 plus 200 is what? Is 1,000 years.
1,000 years.
When did we rule? Well, how long was we in rulership? They call it what? The Dark Ages.
That's right.
That's when the world was at peace.
That's right.
The whole world went out of course then. It was all in line. We ruled for 1,000 years. Read on, bro.
And cast him into the bottomless pit.
Read.
And shut him up.
What'd he do?
Shut him up.
Most High God shut him up. For that whole 1,000 some odd years, he shut him up. Read.
And set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more.
Read.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
1,000 years got fulfilled because we went to start going back into what? Idolatry. Going back into what? Criminal. Going back into what? New Year's. Read.
And after that, he must be loose a little season.
So he's loose a little season right now. That's why he's trying to keep us in bondage. That's why he's trying to keep us asleep. Crafty Counsel.
That's right.
If they're not the craftiness of all craftiness, I don't know what craftiness is. Give me Psalms 83 and 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1.
Read.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
What did King David say?
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Read.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still,
Read.
O God.
Read on.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
They made an angry gathering. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their
The
head.
head that's popped up like that Jack in the Box thing that we used to play with back in the day. Boop, their head done popped up now. So we seeing our enemy. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel.
What did they do?
Taking crafty counsel.
Taking crafty counsel. Read.
Against thy people.
Against us, the children of Israel. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
What did they do?
Consulted against thy
They
hidden
came
ones.
together, the EUs. They come together right now to they consulted against us. Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more in remembrance.
See, they said, let's cut them off from being a nation. They laughing at us right now because guess what? We the ones out there trying to wake our people up. But guess what? Our own people come against us out there on the street corners. Our own people come against us when we out there trying to wake them up to the biblical truth of the Bible.
That's right.
They're laughing at us. Give me Psalms 70, I think that's 70 and 3. I think that's what I want, bro. Psalm 70 and 3. We're going to stay in Psalm. King David said these things right here. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I want. They're laughing at us. A lot of people probably didn't know they said this in the Bible, but they're laughing at us right now. Read on. Read what you got.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse
70.
70 and verse 3.
Read.
Let them be turned back for a reward.
For what?
For a reward
Read.
Of their shame.
Read.
That say, ha ha, ha ha.
They laughing at us right now.
That's right.
Because they said, hey man, we cut them off from their remembrance.
That's right.
We have cut them off. Let's get Babylon to Timbuktu, page 123 right quick, Boaz. Babylon to Timbuktu. You need this. Because what we're doing, we've been deceived. Read what you got.
This is the book, Babylon, from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 123. like the black Jews in America.
Of who?
Black Jews in America.
See, even the books say the black Jews in America. Read.
Some of the Jews of Kenya don't remember their original nationality.
See, that's Crafty Counsel. He said some of the Jews don't even remember their original nationality. Read on.
This deplorable ignorance is attributed to various causes. The fall of the Hebrew kingdoms.
He said various causes. How did they do it? They came together with one consent. Read.
The lack of communication with Jewish educational centers.
See, we didn't follow the laws anymore. Read on.
Intense persecution.
What?
Intense persecution.
Intense persecution. Read.
And the deliberate blotting out of the mind their true nationality.
What did they do?
The deliberate blotting out of the mind their true nationality.
So if that's not Crafty Counsel to blot out the mind of our true nationality, then what it is? Because we're the only ones that our nationality change every what? Every 10, 15 years. My grandmother showed me her birth certificate. It said Negro on there. Negro. I was like, what? Negro. So when it changed from Negro, what it changed to? Black. When it changed from black, what it changed to? Afro-American. When it changed from Afro-American, it changed to what? African-American. Color. All that. Read on, bro.
Thus, Nahum Salash said this about the Islamized Jews he met. In most cases, these Hebrews by race.
By what?
By race.
Read.
In Muslim by faith seek to hide their origin, which has become a burden to them.
They seek to hide their origin, their nationality, who they were. Read.
In another example, the persecution of the black Jews in Portugal was so ruthless.
So we got Jews scattered across the four corners of the world. In Portugal. Read on.
Infrequent that Cecile Roth tells us that the Jews did not divulge to their children the secret of their religion until they had attained the age of reason.
So they were trying to hide it because they were being persecuted so much. They had to hide their nationality to their children. Read on, bro.
The Hebrew religion is such that if you deny your religion,
what do you gotta do?
Deny your religion.
When you deny your religion, read.
You will eventually deny your nationality.
You're gonna eventually lose your faith, lose your nationality,
That's right.
all that. This is in the book now. Read on.
The sociologists and psychologists know, and his history has proven that if you deny your culture and nationality over a long period of time, you will totally forget it through a process of assimilation.
That's
You're
right.
going to forget who you are if you
right.
keep denying it. That's why we call ourselves African American. That's why we call ourselves colored. That's why we do those things. Over a process of time, the craftiness of our oppressor that's continuing to suppress us, that's why we forgot it. Give me 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 on. Because we got to come back to the oracles of the Most High God. We got to come back to the power. That's Crafty Counsel. Changing the times and laws. Read what you got, bro.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
The Bible says, let no man deceive you by any means. Read on.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Whose kingdom is falling down right now? It's falling down. He said that day shall come. He said there'll be a falling away first. Because what? We're waking up. We're waking up to the biblical truth for the Bible. We're keeping the laws. Read.
And that man of sin,
That man of lawlessness, read.
that man of sin,
Read.
be revealed, the son of perdition.
The son of destruction.
That's right.
Read.
Who opposeth,
What he do goes against everything that the Most High God has established. He opposes against that. Read.
and exalted himself above all that is called God.
He exalted himself against who called himself the Most High? Who sits and says himself he's gonna sit in the throne as the Most High? Who exalts himself as the eagle?
That's right.
Our oppressor.
Esau.
Constantly. 2nd Ezra 11 and 40, y'all. We've been so much wicked oppression and deceit. It's just over the whole world. Second Esdras 11 and 40, bro. When you get there, take your time. I ain't need no hurry.
Okay.
Read.
Second Esdras, chapter 11 and verse 40. And the fourth came.
Hold up. He said, and the fourth came because there were 4 beasts. The fourth beast is what? Is that eagle. America's symbol is what? The eagle. Right? Read.
That's right. And overcame all the beasts that were past.
He overcame all the beasts because America is a great power right now, right?
That's right.
No one want to come up against. America has not had a war on their soul. Ever. Read.
And had power over the world.
What did he have?
Power over the world.
He stole the land.
Power over the world.
He put drugs in our neighborhood.
Power over the world.
The same-sex marriages.
Power over the world.
Legalize abortion.
Power over the world.
Giving us the vaccines.
Power over the world.
And gave us white Jesus.
Power over the world.
Read on.
With great fearfulness.
They don't even regard the person of old. Read.
And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked.
Much what?
Much wicked.
Much wicked of what?
Oppression.
Oppression. Much wicked oppression. Keeping us in sin.
Wicked oppression.
Keeping us lawlessness.
Wicked oppression.
The man of perdition is being revealed. That man of destruction.
That's right.
Read on, brother.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit.
Deceiving the whole world. He's been deceiving the whole world, but guess what? The real prophets are back. And we're going to bring down his kingdom right now. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 49, because he came over here with what? He came and captured us with what? With fierce countenance. You got somebody?
To go ahead and capitalize on the dragon pretty much changing up times and everything, going back to Daniel 7:25. Here's an example here. Read this. I'll go ahead and get the title of the book.
This is the book of National Sunday Law. Forces Unite Amid Stupendous Crisis by A. Jan McCusson. Appendix 9, the first Sunday Law. The earliest recognition of the observation of Sunday as a legal duty is a constitution of Constantine in 321 AD.
So this was officially in the books when it was recognized. The first Sunday was in 321 AD by Constantine. Go ahead.
Enacting that all courts of justice, inhabitants of towns, and workshops were to be at rest on Sunday. So they made
Sunday the Sabbath day, pretty much. Go ahead.
Parenthetical speaking, verbally die solus, with an exception in favor of those engaged in agricultural labor.
So pretty much, go to Exodus 28:8, because they're pretty much saying that, okay, we're going to go ahead and make Sunday the day of rest, but we're going to make an exception to the law with agricultural labor. So doesn't that go against our statutes of keeping the Sabbath?
Bring it out.
Because we're gonna have to keep it in full. Go ahead and read out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So the Most High God said to remember the Sabbath day because he knew that Daniel 7:25 was going to happen. Go ahead.
To keep it holy.
To keep it holy means to keep separate. Go ahead.
6 days shall thou labor.
Okay, you have 6 days to do whatever you want to do as long as you're not breaking the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
In the laws of this society. Go ahead.
And do all thy work.
All thy what?
All thy work.
All thy work. Go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath.
But the 7th day. Go ahead.
Of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
What did the Bible just say?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
But did Sunday law say with the exception of agricultural labor? Isn't that working?
Bring it out.
Con.
Read on out.
Shall not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, the manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So it pretty much, the Most High pretty much broke it down that anybody within your household, if you're an Israelite, nobody should be doing no work. Even your maids and handmaids, none of them. Even your cattle and dogs need to be resting too.
That's right.
That's all I got on that, man.
Can I say one thing? That's why when you own a business, it's very hard to, if you're an Israelite person, you own a business, it's very hard to get contracts because a lot of Esau wants you to work on the Sabbath, and if you own a business, you could be violating God's law. That's all I have.
All praise to the Most High. All praises. All praises. You know, that's the cunning and craftiness that they do. Now, Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Good job on that, boys. Deuteronomy 28 and 49, brother. When you get there, read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49.
Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
He brought a nation from afar because we started going into all types of idolatry, all types of folly, mischief. Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fly.
What's the miracle symbol?
As swift as the eagle fly.
Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We didn't speak English when we came over. We spoke Hebrew. Read on.
That's right.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance. Their countenance was facial expression. They was wroth. They was mad at us because the Most High God put it in their spirit to do that. Read.
We shall not regard the person of the old.
Everything they do is predicated on doing evil. Everything is predicated on doing evil. Read on.
Nor show favor to the young.
Man, if that baby was old enough to bleed, he was old enough to go out there and work in them cotton fields.
That's
True,
right.
child.
If he was able enough to walk, he was going out there to them cotton fields from sun up to sundown.
That's right.
Free labor, cunning craftiness. Because guess what they did? They put our people against each other.
That's right.
We got the blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans warring against each other all the time.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right.
That's cunning craftiness. Jeremiah 50 and 33.
This is the book of Jeremiah.
Let him get there.
Come.
Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33.
Because the northern and the southern tribe is being oppressed together. We are oppressed together. Read.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
How are we being?
Oppressed together.
We're being oppressed together. Everything. They orchestrated the gang rivalry. That by pitting us against each other. They orchestrated those things. Bloods and Crips. Put those movies out there so we can be pitted against each other. Read on.
And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them
But
go.
they always want to tell us to go back to Africa.
They refused to let them go.
When are you going to let us leave?
They refused to let them go.
They said they refused to let us go. Predicated on doing evil. Keeping us separated. Keeping us against each other. Warring against each other. You got streets against streets. Bloods against Crips. Cities against cities. All that right there. But we the same people. Give me Ephesians 5 and 14, because guess what? It's time for us to wake up out of this deep sleep we've been in for over 400 years. It really is. If you don't think the Most High God is angry and ready to come down here and help us out, you better wake up. Right. Because look at the economy. Look at the world.
That's
right. When
right.
this corona stuff is lifted, everything gonna get back to normal. This is the new norm.
That's
you better get with it.
That's right.
You're gonna forever have to wear a mask.
That's right.
You may have to wear an oxygen tank for long. The way they destroying the earth.
Jeez, that's right. That's right.
Man, I'm not playing with you. Give me Ephesians 5 and 14, bro.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 14.
Read.
Wherefore he said, awake thou that
The Most
sleepest,
High God said, awake thou that sleepest. We've been asleep, walking around here like zombies. Read.
and arise from the dead.
What do you got to do?
Arise from the dead.
Quit being zombies and rise from the dead. Come back to these law, statutes, and these commandments.
That's right.
Read on.
And Christ shall give thee light.
Let's see that Most High God don't deal in that darkness. Everything he's dealing in light.
That's right.
That's right.
Everything he deals with, he deals in light. Because
That's
guess
right.
what? It's going to be a small remnant. He said it's going to be a small remnant. It's going to be able to wake our people up. That's all recorded in the scripture. I believe on these scriptures.
That's right.
Isaiah 1 and 9.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Read.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
What did he say?
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small
That's
remnant.
going to get out here. That's going to go out to them street corners. That's sighing and crying for our people to wake up to the biblical truth of the Bible. Read it again from the top.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Read.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small
The
remnant.
ones that can decode this Bible and give you the biblical truth of it. Read.
A very small remnant.
Read.
We should have been as Sodom.
As what?
As Sodom.
Destroyed. Read.
And we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
No understanding.
That's right.
Blown up.
Gone.
Evaporated.
Done.
Annihilated.
That's right.
What's that word? Blown to smithereens.
Teach.
Isaiah 29 and 15. I don't play all the time, like my brother say. I don't play all the time.
God.
Isaiah 29 and 15. Read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 15.
Read.
Woe!
Hold up. He said destruction. Read.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel.
All our person is doing is seek deep to hide their counsel. Oh, how can I get away from doing this? How can I manipulate him to make him do this right here instead of going this way?
Hide their counsel.
Read it again.
Woe
Destruction.
unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
So you know how they seeking deep to hide their counsel from the Lord? They're going to give us what? A black female doctor to be the face of the COVID-19.
That's right.
They
Teach.
seek deep to hide their counsel.
That's right.
So if you see a black person up there, that's going to what? Oh, she can take it. I might as well go ahead and do it too.
That's right.
And then she a doctor, so she got to know what she doing.
Crafty Counsel.
Crafty Counsel. Yes. Read it again.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us?
What they say?
Who seeth us?
Man, how they see us? They can't see us because that's what? You hide something from a nigga, you put it in a book. That's read.
Right. And who knoweth us?
And who knoweth us? Because they're going to trick the Israelites into do what? Take that vaccination shot.
That's
vaccination
right.
shot. By putting that sister up there. And look what little Esau did. She take the thing and she go there and pass out a little bit. Now they can't even find her. Oh, she done kicked the bucket. Oh, I'm sorry.
She did?
She did.
Wow.
Give me 2 Corinthians 4 and 1 right quick. We're going to come to an end, Israel. All praise to the Most High.
Right.
You know, 2 Corinthians 4 and 1. And because we got to understand that the Most High God he's merciful, he's graceful, he's enduring, he's long-suffering. And we got to make sure that we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments and we can't faint.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read.
Therefore, seeing Salakia. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read.
Therefore, seeing we have this ministry,
this Bible, read.
As we have received mercy.
What do we receive?
Receive mercy.
Read.
We faint not.
We can't be fainting out here, brothers and sisters. We gotta stand fast. We gotta stay fast. We gotta endure until the end. Read.
But have renounced the hidden things.
We have put these things behind us. Read.
Of dishonesty. Of dishonesty.
We got to put those things behind us of dishonesty. Read.
Not walking in craftiness.
We ain't going to walk in the craftiness anymore. We're going to do what thus says the Lord. Read.
That's right. Nor handling the word of God deceitfully.
We're not going to do it deceitfully. We're going to come back to these oracles of the power. Read.
But by the manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience.
Every man's what?
Every man's conscience.
Your mind, read.
In the sight of God.
In the sight of the Most High. And with that, I'm going to say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Shalom.
Shalom.
Children struggling together.
Hold on, I want to get to Matthew 22 and verse
Tosh Money.
St. Matthew chapter 22, verse 29. Ye do err,
Understand?
not knowing the scriptures,
Knowing the scripture,
nor the power of God.
Lord, the power of God. He's coming back like a thief in the night, man. Your beer, your barbecues, and your blood is not going to save you.